kicks, MP.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner.
And while it's maybe too early in the year to get a true sense of the league's pecking order, Stan, when does that start to take shape?
Well, not for a while. Once all the teams have played each other and we've seen all the possible matchups, then we'll start to get a better idea.
A look at Indiana's starting group. At small and power forward, it'll be Matherin and Siakam. Tyrese Halliburton is out there with Nesmith. And it's Huff in at the center position. Now here's MP, coming off a terrific game against Minnesota. Kessler a screen. The three is up. Kessler, great positioning on the putback.
Well, gobbling up boards is what Kessler does best. Got some points out of that one, too.
Siakam outside. Back to Halliburton. 4-3. Utah grabs the miss. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Will Hardy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He talked about the importance of trying to control the pace of the game. Coach said, quote, Halliburton and his offense like to play fast and push the ball up the floor. So we want to limit their fast break chances and make them play in the half court. We'll see if they're able to slow them down. Back to you, B.A.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. And you look for bright spots in this developing core for Utah, Greg. What stands out?
Well, I think it's the front court, B.A. You have two gifted scoring forwards in Markkanen and Bailey. Then you've got Walker Kessler, an elite shot blocker, manning the middle.
Here's Siakam, following the three by Utah. Halliburton on the wing. And it's off from three-point range.
Well, this isn't the start they wanted. Need to just settle down and move the ball for better shots.
MP outside. 4 on the clock. Top of the key. Huff pulls it in. The Pacers have gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. And Nesmith gets it to go.
Well, he saw the defender back, and he got the look he liked from 3 and capitalized.
Utah moving the ball around. The 3 ball. Can't get it. He's now 1 of 4 from the floor. For Indiana, they've gone 2 for 5 here in the first. Halliburton for 3. Another 3 for Indiana.
What a release. Halliburton getting rid of it.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 1. They set the pick. From deep three-point land. And MP with the 3. MP's got his second bucket on the night.
When you get faced up at one end, you want to get it back at the other.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
The Jazz have gone 4 of 7, shooting a solid percentage. Markkanen sets a screen, puts up a 3, drills it from deep. MP's got 9.
That's a smart shot. I love seeing MP take the 3 in that situation.
And timeout called by Rick Carlisle. He's going to gather the troop. Getting ready for Indiana. Huff's checked in for Bradley. Pascal Siakam comes in for Toppin. Matherin's checked in for Walker. And Tyrese Halliburton subbed in for McConnell. Markkanen up top to the paint. Here's Bailey. Uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, for this coaching staff, they want Bailey operating in the paint. I mean, he's got athleticism and touch.
For Lauri Markkanen, a really talented scorer, Stan. How do you think he's fared with more responsibility?
BA, I think he's done very well. He's a prototypical stretch 4 who scores at an efficient rate, and with his elevated role, he's just grown in his confidence.
And Indiana looking at who they've got. Nembhard is the 2 with Mathurin at the 3. Then there's Tyrese Halliburton. Then it's Pascal Siakam. And it's Huff in at the 5 spot. Now here's Mathurin in his last outing with 12 points. Pass to Huff. And he slams it in one-handed.
Improving his passing is going to be key for Mathurin in the NBA. It looks like he's already on that path.
George sets a screen. MP drills the 3.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Stolen by Kessler. Now MP. 12 points for him. Oh, another miss by MP. Here's Mathurin. Down it goes. And a great assist by Halliburton. Halliburton's got 3 assists now in this one. MP scanning the floor. There's the triple. Sinks that one. Now shooting 5 of 10 and looking sharp.
Yeah, when we talk about MP's unlimited potential, we're referring to nights like this one.
They set a pick. Here's Siakam. Here's Huff. And Indiana again with the bucket.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
35 seconds left in the first half. MP outside. Markkanen with a screen on Nembhard. That ties it up. MP's got 18.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4. The last 5 buckets have been threes.
Pass to Halliburton. Oh, George with a steal. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by MP.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Halliburton. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's MP making things happen for Utah. Getting it done from range. He's hit 6 triples so far. Back after this.
A look here now at Utah. They're letting the losses stack up. It can dim your confidence. They need to make some changes. Maybe in...
And how about we dig into that first half we just saw? The Pacers are in a close contest. And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Hey, you look at MP in this game, he's been everywhere.
Through the first 2 quarters and change, his perimeter shooting continues to be spot on.
Yeah, he's been locked in tonight. Through the first 2 quarters, he's been a huge factor from outside.
Markkanen and Kessler are the big men. MP is out there with George. And it's Bailey in at the small forward position. And that's the group for Will Hardy as we begin the second half. And last season, the Pacers started the playoffs with home court advantage for the first time in over a decade, Greg.
Yeah, the 4th seed in the East, BA. And with a blend of youth and experience on the roster, this is a team built to win now and into the future.
Back to Halliburton. Launches a 3. Rebounded by Bailey. Utah leading by 3. MP left side. Halliburton with a steal. And they're running. Up the floor. Jumps up. And he caps off the break with a monster slam.
How about the vision on that? Mathurin just able to find the wide open man.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, BA. The Pacers have shown that they can be a threat in the East. Coach Rick Carlisle said, there's nothing wrong with high expectations. What you don't want is a situation of apathy, where expectations are low and all you're ever doing is selling hope. That's not why I came here. BA, back to you.
They are for real. All right, Allie, appreciate the report.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Oh, nice shot by MP. MP's got 24 points.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
There's Neesmith with the three. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
They've come out a little cold after that halftime break. Just 1 of 5 from the field to start the third quarter.
Oh, and again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
Halliburton, the pass to Neesmith. And here's Siakam. From deep. And Neesmith, good for 3. Neesmith's got 5 points in the quarter.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Until Will Hardy calls the timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, guys, a lot of excitement about this upcoming 2026 draft class, but quietly, some scouts voicing early concern about the quality of prospects in the class of 27. Now, there's still time for players to emerge, but expect this to impact the way teams value those picks.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. Shams, thank you for the report. Three-pointer, Halliburton. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Another miss. At some point, they need to tap someone else for a boost offensively.
Now here's MP. Fires the 3. Connects again from distance. Man, he's really launching them from outside the arc.
Man, so locked in, feeling confident in his three-point shot tonight.
Siakam, no good. The Jazz on offense. They're on a 15-5 run. You know, Grant, for a guy who started playing basketball at age 17, Siakam has put together quite the resume.
Yeah, B.A. Pascal is a champion. He's got multiple All-Star and All-NBA selections, and one of the great developmental stories when you think about his discovery through basketball without borders.
A new lineup here for Indiana. Okay, a moment to check out the league leaders in steals. 5th, T.J. McConnell.
And he's such a plus defensively for his team. Those steal numbers scare opponents and lead to fast break buckets.
Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. And Grant, while most didn't expect it, last season, the Pacers made the 2nd NBA Finals appearance in their franchise's history.
Yeah, B.A., there's so much belief right now in that locker room. They never feel like they're out of a game, and that makes them dangerous.
Now here's MP. The 3 is up. Gets the 3 ball to go. MP's got 39.
Well, the way MP runs screen and roll, you think he's been in this league for over a decade.
And Indiana looking at who they've got on the wings. Neesmith and Matherin. Then it's Pascal Siakam. Then there's Tyrese Halliburton. And it's Huff in at the 5, roaming the paint. And it's out of bounds to Indiana. Two minutes gone by here in the 4th. Outside Neesmith. And stolen by Markkanen. On the wing, MP. Oh, can't hit the jumper.
Man, coach is going to have a few words with him after that shot.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't the shot they were looking for. You got to keep the ball moving in that situation.
It's just such a long and powerful player. I mean, once Siakam gets inside like this, he's ready to jam.
Now here's MP. George sets a screen. Jacks up a 3. The triple drop.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Here's Halliburton. Shoots a three. Buries it from outside.
Well, that's the look you're hoping to get every time up the floor.
They've got time on their side here, Grant.
And if they're smart, they'll milk the clock a little.
From downtown. Siakam there for the rebound.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
And the foul called on MP. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Siakam fires. And the three misses. Utah leading by 14. MP outside. George sets a screen. Takes a three. And again for three.
Another three for him. I'm not sure I've seen a better three-point shooting night.
Well, he's just pouring it on. And he's tied for the 5th most triples ever in a single game. And there it is.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Jazz.
Well, they were folk good. Another from three.
It has been raining threes for him, alone at 4th in the all-time single-game triples list.
He can't miss. They have to keep feeding him. How many more can he hit? Siakam. Rebounded by Markkanen. They are blowing this one open.
Maybe the only question is how big will this lead grow?
From downtown. Connects again from distance.
And what a fireworks display he's shown us tonight. Just keeps hitting from deep.
Man, he's just exploded from deep tonight. That last make, tying him for 2nd in most threes in a game. MP outside. And again for three.
And he's topped his own personal best. A new 2nd-place mark for most single-game triples. He is never shy when it comes time to launch.
Not at all. Casting away and making a little history in the process. What a privilege to be here to witness this. He's as good as it gets from long distance.
So, thanks, guys. A $50 and a win, and I already know you'll...
Nah, you trying to get me in trouble, Dominic.
Hey, I'm just asking questions, MP.
I mean, yeah.
Brian, back to you.
All right, Dominic, appreciate you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Tim Legler, along with our reporter, Allie LaForce. And how about we check the numbers for Jalen Johnson?
And in the last 5 games, he's made a bunch of hustle plays on the glass more than anywhere else. His rebounding totals in these games shows a dramatic increase from his numbers during the rest of the season.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Johnson and Okongwu man the post position. Daniels out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Kispert in at the 3 spot. GA, I've heard coaches talk about slicing the NBA schedule into 10-game increments. Is that something that you recall when you played?
Well, keeping focused on portions of a long season can keep players focused, especially during road trips. Big goals are reached through small steps.
MP deciding where to go with it. From downtown, gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Yeah, you see MP getting bolder and bolder, learning there's no limit to his three-point shooting range.
Kispert with it. Bailey picks him up.
Interior passing is so difficult if you aren't precise. They were right there. Nice work.
MP outside. Shoots the 3. Hands it from downtown. MP's got 6.
MP doing a great job letting the play develop, making the defense pick their poison.
Three-pointer, Daniels. Kessler with the rebound. MP against McCollum. Sinks the triple. He's got 9.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
A floater. McCollum, no good.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Marking in a screen on Daniels.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Pass to Kispert. A 3 from McCollum. And it's Utah with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
You know, Jim, throughout his career, C.J. McCollum has been the model of consistency.
Well, you can count on him to get you 20 with efficient shooting, Kevin. We've seen it now for over a decade. And I love his calm, steady demeanor. It stabilizes his team.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams. And he's really embraced that.
So the timeout by Will Hardy here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. MP passes to Bailey. Back to MP. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer. The 3 is pure from MP.
Yeah, ring another one up. MP not messing around from deep.
And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. It's a 13-point game. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for him. Markkanen and Kessler man the post positions. George is out there with MP. And it's Bailey in at the small forward position. That's the group right now for Utah.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Quick shot there, and it's off target. The Hawks trail by 11. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Yeah, usually Daniels is the one starting the break with a steal, but he can do the heavy lifting on the other side of the play, too.
Markkanen sets the pick for MP. Good on the three-point shot. MP's got 21 in the game.
That's a breakdown defensively. He is far too good of a shooter to leave that wide open.
Back to McCollum. The 3. Rebounded by the Jazz. Markkanen's got his 5th rebound in this one. Inside. Here's Bailey. Good, and the assist goes to MP. And the Jazz lead by 14.
A little contact like that isn't going to do much to alter Bailey.
Kispert setting the pick for McCollum. Johnson finds McCollum. And the layup is good. McCollum's got 14 points for the game.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
When someone is rolling like this, just keep feeding him. That's just great coaching.
George sets a screen for MP. Hits it from three-point range. 24 points for him.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Here's McCollum. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
This is why they will go to him often. He's going to take and make shots.
MP has been leading the charge for Utah. He has really delivered at the offensive end. He's torched them for 24 points so far. We come back right after this.
They're up because of the three-point shot, scoring in bunches. It also opens up things down low.
And that's something to watch.
Let's look now, and that is it for halftime.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
There is nothing better than watching scorers get their points within the flow of the offense.
Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. Johnson and Okongwu man the post positions. Daniels out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Kispert in at the three, the small forward. Okongwu's shot is good.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Utah leading by 11. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Guys, Trae Young's contract in Atlanta was coming to an end, and both sides could not reach an agreement on a long-term contract extension. So trade talks ensued, and Trae Young finds himself in a new destination that now makes him the lead franchise guard in a new home.
It is a new day. Thank you for the update, Shams. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hey guys, Jalen Johnson great in the two-man game, and he talked about how he operates off the pocket pass. He said, quote, "It's simple. You got to read before the catch. 0.5, quick decisions. Just how quarterbacks have progressions with receivers, I have progressions in the pocket, and I read those." Back to you.
Okay, Allie, we thank you.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Outside Daniel. Back to McCollum. Three-pointer. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got his 6th rebound on the night.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Launches it. MP again from deep. MP's got 9 points here in the second half.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, he's smaller for the center position by NBA standard, but his leaping ability more than makes up for his lack of height.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Let's take this opportunity to show you the teams that have been the best three-point shooting squads over the last 10 games. The Jazz, number 1. Number 5, the Hawks.
Yeah, both teams on fire right now, shooting lights out from long range, and also great ball movement, I think, enabling them to create those terrific opportunities.
Tim, you once led the NBA in three-point percentage, and in my mind's eye, I can see almost every shot. You were terrific shooting the long ball.
Well, Kevin, I don't want to show my age, but do you know, after 4 years of high school and 2 years of college, making 25'2", I finally had a three-point line going into my junior year, and I'm just glad I had a three-point line for my entire NBA career.
Yeah, it's a tough transition to make to stretch out and go those extra couple feet.
No doubt. I was not ready to make NBA level threes when I first came out of college. A year overseas really helped me gain strength, and finally I found my rhythm in the NBA.
Kicks it out to Johnson. The shot's good on the assist by Daniel. Johnson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. MP outside. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And inside the paint, Johnson is becoming very consistent. He knows what angle to take.
Pass to Bailey. MP outside. Harkinen sets the pick for MP. And again for three. He's really sniping them from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that three-point shot.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Go. George against McCollum. And that's in there.
Yeah, it's one of his favorite spots right there. Daniels using his reach to get himself an easy bucket inside.
Markkanen and Kessler man the post position. George out there with MP. And it's Bailey in at the three. That's the group right now for Utah. All alone. Count it.
And the offense has just flowed through McCollum all night, whether that's finding people or repeatedly attacking like he does right there.
Beyond the arc. McCollum there for the rebound. The Hawks trail by 7. The shot is good.
Well, McCollum is a proven scorer, but he's even more dangerous in big moments.
MP against Daniel. Takes the three. Knocks down the three.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to it?
Well, the volume has been there, but so has the efficiency, which is why they're in control of this game.
And the Hawks making a change here. Kispert's checked in. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hey guys, well, Quinn Snyder was just reviewing the plan with the team. He asked his team to take in the moment, saying, this is what it's all about, guys. This is why we worked so hard and why we love this game. Embrace it. Back to you guys.
Okay, Allie, thank you. George with the screen on McCollum. Let's lose a three. Okongwu pulls it down. Atlanta's gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the fourth. And the foul called on him. That is his first foul of the game. George against McCollum. From outside, and it misses. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
Kessler setting the pick for MP. Connects again from distance.
And this three-point shooting performance has been insane. Everything is going in.
It's been a historic night for him, closing in on the 4th most threes in a single game. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, any thought of losing this game has been put to bed.
From deep. And again for three.
And guys, this is a historic shooting night for him. Tied for third now, most threes in a game.
The points, GA, just keep piling up, and the threes keep dropping.
A dominant game by MP, leading his team to victory. MP, he broke 40 points tonight. Is 40 just a number? What does it mean in today's NBA?
20 points means hot soup. 30 points means a hot meal.
Kevin, over to you.
And that about wraps it up.
See, this is when you know whatever's in.
Look out there, MP.
Up next, the Jazz take it on the first third of an NBA season, Grant. It sort of sets the foundation for the year's power structure.
Oh, that's so true, B.A. We start to see which teams are elite, who's running the show, and we find out who needs to think about making some changes.
And when it comes to the rivalries this team has, MP made something very clear, that his goal was to beat each and every single one in his way.
And one of the objectives of any team is to take down your rivals. MP may be humble, but he doesn't want his game, or more importantly, his team, to be overshadowed. Clearly, that motivation has been a driving factor in their success to this point in those key games.
And the starting group for Chicago. Josh Giddey out there with Kevin Huerter. Then there's Dario Saric. Then there's Nikola Vucevic. And it's Dosunmu in at the small forward. Saric outside. There's the screen. Pass to Dosunmu. Now Huerter. Off target from three-point range. We've talked about this before. Rhythm is so important to a jump shooter. Take Kevin Huerter, for example, RJ.
Yeah, Kevin is a great example. His ability to be shifty, to create a few dribbles before launching, that's the key to his game, and not everyone has it.
And the foul called on MP. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Huerter with it. His nightly numbers respectable, putting up 10 points a game. Rips it home off a terrific move.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Now here's Giddey. Turned in an outstanding game against Detroit. Huerter can't hit.
Not his best efficiency this quarter. Look, sometimes that's how it goes.
They set the pick from downtown, and MP good for 3. MP's got 9.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Back to Giddey. There's the 3. That one doesn't drop.
Still very early, but that's not the start they want. 1 for 5 shooting.
Markkanen with a screen on Herder. Lets the 3 fly, and MP good for 3. 12 points for him.
This quarter has been all his. I suggest they keep the ball in his hands.
Dosunmu on the wing. Coming off a 12-point game. Here's Vucevic, and that one hits the back iron.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Pass to Bailey, and here's George. Utah moving the ball around. Clock at 6. George, a screen on Herder. Takes a 3. MP no good. The Bulls trail by 12. The open shot by Herder. The shot's good on the assist by Giddey. Herder's got his second basket on the night.
Defenses nowadays try to protect the rim and the three-point line, so the mid-range is usually available.
A line change here for Utah. Okoro. Bill Hardy calls the timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And one thing that's fun to watch, when Josh Giddey grabs a defensive rebound and goes coast to coast, RJ.
Yeah, that's when he is at his best. Ball is in his hand. Out in space, playing with speed.
Smith passes to Giddey. Charic, a screen on George. Charic outside. From deep, Giddey. Kessler with a rebound. Utah leading by 17 on the court for Chicago. We've got Kevin Herder, Ayo Dosunmu out there with Dario Saric. Then it's Josh Giddey, and it's Smith in at the center position. Now here's MP. A 17-point lead, their biggest. Launches it, and that one goes. He's now recorded his 5th bucket in 8 tries.
Yeah, when we talk about MP's unlimited potential, we're referring to nights like this one.
Pass to Smith. Here's Giddey for 3. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got 6 rebounds here tonight. MP against Herder. The 3 is up. And MP good for 3. MP's got 18 points in the game.
You can bet MP will make a lot of those over his career.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, when someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri. Back over to you, Brian.
That's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thanks for the report.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
Kessler against Giddey. And he gets it to go. Now 2 of 6 in the game.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. Yeah, that's why they continue to get attacked.
MP outside. The three. Chicago with a rebound. This game against Utah, the first time they've met this year.
Yeah, they had some trouble with this team last year, splitting the season series.
Sharic's shot is off.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Fires from deep. And MP good for three. MP's got 12 points now in the quarter.
All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
George against Giddey. It's Herder on the wing. This shot's good on the assist by Giddey. Giddey's got assist number 5 here tonight.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
So as we conclude the first half, a fairly one-sided game. It's the Jazz just dominating this one. And we'll be back with you shortly.
And that game against the Nuggets. This looks like a complete toss-up to me. Talent level is similar. These games often...
And let's move on now to that first half. Obviously, a lot of work to do for the Bulls.
Can't miss this.
Thanks, as always, for...
With a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Hey, you look at MP in this game, he's been everywhere.
He's hit shot after shot from deep. He's so locked in right now.
If I'm his teammate, I keep feeding the hot hand, especially since he's been on fire from deep also.
Markkanen and Kessler are the big men. Keontae George out there with MP, and it's Bailey in at the small forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Good! Another from 3.
Well, folks, if you haven't been following his story since coming into the league, for all-time NBA rookies, he's now 5th place in three-pointers made.
He's worked on his craft, improved even in his short time here in his rookie season. He's got that beautiful touch from deep, and that's not the only way he can score, that's for sure. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Well, guys, this summer saw the first ever 7-team trade in the NBA. You might wonder why it makes sense to involve so many parties, but basically teams have more flexibility salary-wise in these multi-team deals. It is enough to make your head spin, guys. This is where things are headed.
Big moves. Okay, Shams, thanks for the update. This one for 3. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Left side, Herder. Now here's Dosunmu, covered by MP. Chicago passing it around. Saric, the pass to Giddey. That 3's off the mark. And so MP will bring it up for the Jazz. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. There's the triple. And it's cleared by Vucevic.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Well, the Bulls traded away DeRozan, Levine, Caruso. But Grant, despite all that, they finished with an identical record last season.
They did. I mean, they finished the season. Strong, 17-10 after the All-Star break. Their young backcourt of Giddey and White showing some real promise.
Pass to Vucevic. Over Kessler. And again, no good by Chicago.
Coming out of half, they're 1 for 5 from the field. Whatever they discussed is not working.
Markkanen with a screen on Herder. Drops in the 3. MP's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
And, of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
To end the run, Dosunmu. And the layup is good off the glass. Dosunmu's got his first points of the night.
Love how selfless he is setting brick screens like this. Plays like that right there are what help create easy scoring opportunities.
That one from long range.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance. I think he catches them off guard with the spin move right there.
MP looking around. It's hauled in by Saric.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Herder passes to Dosunmu. From deep, Giddey. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Kessler a screen. It's not going to go for him. For Chicago, they've gotten just 3 of 8 shots to go in the third quarter. Pass to Saric. Outside Giddey. Saric a screen. Takes a 3. The rebound by the Jazz.
Nothing just seems to be bouncing his way today. Mama said there'd be days like this. They have missed his production.
Markkanen with a screen on Herder. Connects again from distance.
He's been on the money from deep.
Definitely looking to shoot as much as possible. Giddey passes to Vucevic. And the power finish by Vucevic.
Look, when he's within range, Vuce is going at the rim, and he's going at it hard.
George a screen on Herder. There's the 3. And MP with the 3. MP's got 18 points in just the second half. MP getting it done for Utah. Talk about three-point shooting. He piled up 8. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Leading the defense like a point guard.
Checked in for Sensabaugh. And a new group getting ready for Chicago. Vucevic, he's checked in for Collins. Saric comes in for Smith. Dosunmu, he's checked in for Williams. And Herder's subbed in for Okoro. And so in the game for the Bulls, Ayo Dosunmu out there with Dario Saric. Then it's Josh Giddey. Then there's Kevin Herder. And it's Vucevic in at the 5. The deep 3. MP, that one's good. MP's got 45 points.
MP smart enough to know he doesn't have to get to the rim to be effective.
Pass to Dosunmu. Inside. Now here's Saric. The 3 is up. The rebound by Filipowski. Filipowski's got his 6th rebound on the night.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
MP outside. Another 3 for Utah.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
And the lack of defensive pressure on shots like that is a big reason they're down by double digits.
He's trying to find his shot, but at some point you have to start making these.
And there's a pick. 3-pointer off the mark. Chicago has gone only 1 of 4 from the perimeter here in this fourth quarter.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Jazz.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play.
Good! Another from 3.
All game long, the threes have been pouring in for him. There is nothing stopping his shot.
And you know this is already a game he'll never forget. He's trying to make it a game the world never forgets. Pick by Vucevic from deep Giddey. Utah grabs the miss.
You kind of wonder where his head's at. The shot selection hasn't been there. And, of course, that one was just crazy. Stepping up and nailing important shot to put this away.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
Here's Giddy. No good again that time.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose.
And again for three.
And what a fireworks display he's shown us tonight. Just keeps hitting from deep.
Man, he's just exploded from deep tonight. That last make, tying him for second in most threes in a game. Outside Giddy. So we see the Jazz taking the W here. Boy, they were something special to watch tonight, and the crowd loving every second of it.
Great scoring effort for you tonight, MP, as you top 30 points in the win. Ryan, back to you.
Thank you, Dominic. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Richard
MP,
right here.
Question for you. Right here.
Miss Conway. You guys are funny. We win a big... Yo, Zan, you over there winning again?
Hey, no, bro. If anybody got a problem with it, they could just win.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. And we'll hear from Allie LaForce in just a moment. And as the conversations swirl around MP, one of the good, another from three.
Well, as the three-point bombs keep raining down, he's just moved up one more rung on the all-time list for three-pointers in a rookie season.
The three-point prowess is evident. Such a huge addition to this team. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Markkanen and Kessler man the post position. George is out there with MP, and it's Bailey in at the three. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. Clark, you've been a part of this league for quite some time. What are some of your favorite cities to visit?
Well, it's hard to not include some of the big market cities. L.A., New York, Chicago, Boston, in part because those teams were really good and they also had great fan bases and fun venues to play in.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the three-pointer by MP. Hachimura, no good. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Well, earlier I spoke with J.J. Redick. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight. And he said we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Back to you guys.
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. Now LeBron following the three-point attempt by MP. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. But LeBron's playing days are over, and GA, who knows when that'll be. What will you remember most about his play?
You know, I don't think there's ever been a player who came into the league with such lofty expectations.
And again for three.
Well, with the way he's been shooting from distance, I can't say I'm surprised that he's now second all-time in three-pointers made during a rookie campaign. He has been impressive.
And some of the best shooters we've ever had in the NBA are on this list. I don't think it's an understatement to say we could be witnessing a generational talent.
Sometimes it's the little things you do. Ayton, with a timely pump fake, gets himself to the line.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Markkanen a screen on Reeves. MP, no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And Ayton throws it down.
And it's the way Ayton uses his body. Body inside. It's what allows him to get so close to the basket.
Doncic against MP. George with the screen on Doncic. No one covered. MP's got 12 in the game.
Boy, he's been a monster this quarter, carrying the load for sure.
No one near Reeves as he lets it go. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
Coming right back with his own. Austin Reeves with the confident response.
To the middle. You're smart. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Lakers lead by 2.
And that's an error by the D. You can't give someone like Smart that kind of position inside.
Taking a look at the Jazz. Markkanen and Kessler man the post position. MP out there with Collier. And it's Bailey in at the 3 slot. 1:37 left now here in the second. Lets it go from deep. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals. 5 for 8 in the game.
What an incredible game so far for MP. He's showing no signs of slowing down.
Smart wide open. He fires. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
There's the 3. Utah the rebound. Pass to MP. 6 to shoot. Markkanen passes to Kessler. Here's the 3. MP, no good. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Count that one.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
MP deciding where to go with it. Markkanen a screen on Smart. And a wide open look for MP. Nailed from three-point land.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
Here's Smart. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
Oh, that's a terrific pass. Ayton, with the advanced skill level, he's just going to get better with time.
Tie game in Los Angeles. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
39. Okay. 30.
How are you guys feeling about the conferences now? Relevant? Irrelevant?
You know what? That's not a bad rapper name. Irrelevant.
And taking a look back now at the first half of play, the Lakers find themselves in a tight one.
They look great on offense.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
The guard pair will be Doncic and Reeves. Andre Ayton out there with LeBron James, and it's Hachimura in at the small forward position. That's J.J. Redick's 5 as we get into the second half. And the basket by MP.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, the Lakers had been looking for a consistent presence at center, and in DeAndre Ayton, they've acquired a walking double-double and a capable lob threat to pair with Luka Doncic. Ayton has a lot to prove in L.A., I'm told, but this pairing is certainly one to watch.
Quite a tandem. All right, Johns, thanks for the update. Kessler's setting the pick for MP. And Utah, another 3.
MP looking solid from there.
And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the third. Pass to Hachimura. Back to LeBron. Down low. Here's Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
He's used to sharing the love. Exceptional timing on that pass.
Nice ball movement by Utah. George with the screen on Reed. Buries the long-range jumper. MP's got the lead up to 7 now for Utah. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half.
Reeves throws that one down, held nothing back.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Fires the 3. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
And here is Doncic. He's averaging almost 31 points a game right now, an extraordinary figure for any player to post.
Luka won't take three-pointers laying down. He's coming right back at you with the answer.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Hey, Kevin. The Lakers are always thinking title. Coach J.J. Redick said, everything I've ever done in this sport has been crystallized into how can I win a championship? I got close as a college player and as an NBA player. My hope and goal is to bring the Lakers their 18th NBA championship as head coach. Kevin?
Yep, eyes on the prize. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. Mark, we see more coaches nowadays keeping a cool-headed, calm demeanor on the sideline.
And, Kevin, I love it. I mean, you don't have to yell and scream to get your point across, and every coach has to coach according to his personality. But I do like the fact that we see more coaches being mindful of how they coach and recognizing that overly demonstrative behavior doesn't necessarily improve the outcome.
4 on the clock. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Lakers trail by 8. On the wing, Doncic. There's 1:26 left in the third. Ayton kicks to Doncic. Doncic sticking it from way outside.
You cannot give Luka any space out beyond the arc because he'll make you pay every time.
Utah leading by 5. MP outside. It's up a 3. Sinks the three-pointer. MP's got 36.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
And so J.J. Redick will call a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. And the Lakers with some changes. Hayes checked in for Ayton. Vanderbilt comes in for James. And Utah ends up going with the new group. And J.J. Redick calls timeout here. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle them up right away. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what J.J. Redick was going over with his team. He told the team he has complete faith in them, saying, we're right there, now we just got to make that push and really take hold of the game. We can do that. To me, it looked like his players are on the same page with him. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. So on the floor for Utah, Markkanen and Kessler man the post position. George out there with MP, and it's Bailey in at the small forward. And it's sent back by Kessler. George with the ball. Now guarded by Ayton. George with the screen on Reed. Bring it up for MP. A 3.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Fires the 3. 3. Good.
From way out there, MP testing the limits of his range.
Reeves against MP. Here's Doncic. Hachimura fires. That one's off. Still out of sync.
I think everybody in the building expected him to make that collective shot.
MP outside. George sets a screen for MP. And again for 3. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
And J.J. Redick is called timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Down by 12. Now Ayton. Kessler pulls it down.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Time running out for the Lakers.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Jazz.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And in what should be an exciting 4-game season series between these two teams, they have to feel great about taking this first one against Los Angeles.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for MP.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Come get it, come get it.
George sets a screen for MP. James rips down the rebound. And so James will bring it up for the Lakers. 7-point differential. Kessler pulls it down. And the Jazz with possession here. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Jacks up a three. The shot misses. We see the Jazz get the win here. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did heat off all of that.
A win is a win is a win, but you guys looked a little out of sync tonight.
Sure, I'm encouraged by nights like this.
Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thanks, Dom. Well, folks, that's good.
Ooh, that felt good.
MP in the house.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. We've got a special one for you. Let's take a second to check in on the race for Rookie of the Year and see how the rankings are shaping up for this year's class of new NBA talents. And you look at Bailey, not exactly the start he'd hoped for in the NBA, but remember, his career has just gotten started, and there is plenty of games left this season.
And he's still in the adjustment period, but we're in the early stages of his rookie year.
Yeah, no doubt, but there have been some positives. They just have to figure out exactly where he fits on this group. Once they've established his role, I think we might see him climb up those rankings.
A look at the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. Williams is out there with Kenrich Williams. And it's Hartenstein in at the 5. Well, on the court tonight, Grant, a lot of talent, but also some inexperience.
Well, B.A., these teams are young. Yes, they are. But here's a chance for them both to get a little more seasoning and continue to develop their respective games.
Now here's Dort. Looking at his numbers, currently he's averaging around 9 points a game.
A shot that Williams continues to work on. You love seeing these type of results.
Here's MP. Markkanen with a screen on Dort. Beyond the arc. And another miss by Utah. And SGA has got the ball here for the Thunder. They put up a nice win against Sacramento last time out.
Yeah, and what was really impressive was they stayed patient. The shot selection was excellent, and you see the result.
Well, typically, Greg, great decision-making leads to great shooting percentages. I thought that team played a very smart game.
Now here's MP. He played a great game against the Lakers. Oh, another miss by MP.
Boy, misfiring on your first 4 shots, you've got to settle in here.
All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling in with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Well, after winning the title, OKC secured their future. Significant extensions this summer for Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and both of their Jalen Williamses. The Thunder are building something for the long haul, guys.
An exciting young team. All right, Shams, thank you. Outside, Williams fires the 3. The shot by Dort, no good.
That's a look he couldn't pass up. He just couldn't get it to go.
Here's Bailey. He's averaging about 6 points per game. And Grant, when it comes to pure shot-making ability, scouts love Ace Bailey's natural tools.
Yeah, when he's taking good shots, he can carry the offense. He needs to get a little stronger and clean up a few things, but his upside as a scorer is tremendous.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Yeah, a versatile scorer and intimidating defender. Ace Bailey's confidence and length are why he went in the top 5.
Dort for 3. That one's good. And so Gilgeous-Alexander with the assist. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 3 assists tonight. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Will Hardy. We talked about the challenges the defense faces when dealing with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He said once Shai gets under the arc, it's impossible to prevent a shot. He's too shifty. So we need to be ready to help off on the wings early and try and bump him out to the perimeter. Not easy to control the movements of Shai. PA?
Great work, Allie. Thanks. And so Will Hardy calls a timeout. Coach taking this moment. When it comes to the mid-range game, is anyone better than SGA?
Boy, when you think of the all-time efficient greats, Kevin Durant comes to mind. But SGA is carving out that kind of career. You can post him from the mid-range. His handle gets him to the spots on the floor he wants. He wears that area of the floor out.
Taking a look at Oklahoma City. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. Williams is out there with Jalen Williams. And it's Hartenstein in at the center position. And the foul called on MP. That's his first foul.
Team foul.
And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Williams looking around. Outside for Dort. Takes the 3. Rebound, Utah. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Oklahoma City squad. MP outside. Shot clock at 6. The 3. Williams grabs the board.
Boy, he's trying to give this team a start, but the bucket simply will not go down.
And slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
I love when Shai does not just settle for a layup. Finish with authority. What a pretty dunk.
Now here's MP. He has 6. George is screen on Dort. Oh, another miss by MP.
I'll tell you, his teammates are going to start to freeze this guy out if he keeps taking threes like this.
The shot by Dort, no good. Jazz trail by 10. MP outside. Jacks up a 3. They get it back. Kessler with a bucket.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
Outside, Williams. Up top, Hartenstein. Pass to Dort. Puts up a three. And he misses. Only 2 for 6.
He hasn't helped the cause with his shooting, but his teammates have had his back.
MP looking around. Offline from the top of the key.
Well, it's a make-or-miss league. Sometimes the Jays just don't fall. It wasn't a bad shot.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Hey, 3 points is better than 2. They built this lead by tacking on that extra point at the end of possessions. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Well, they aren't defending the perimeter. Those shooters are loading up with confidence.
You can go out there.
Now let's take a moment. That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, he's kind of been the floor general for them tonight. A lot of assists for him.
I don't know that you necessarily think of him as someone who's going to create for others, but boy, all night he's been willing to make the extra pass.
Markkanen and Kessler are the big men. Keontae George out there with MP, and it's Bailey in at the small forward position. And that's the group for Will Hardy as we begin the second half. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And on lottery night, the Utah Jazz sliding back to the 5th pick, Doris.
BA, I know for the fan base, obviously that's disappointing. Everybody wants the top pick, or they're hoping for at least a top 3 pick. But here's the key for the Utah Jazz. They have put in place an organization of leadership that will make good decisions over a span of time. This isn't a one-draft wonder. This is about building out over time and getting a sustainable roster.
That one falls. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 15 points.
Very consistent tonight at the offensive end. Right there, he helps fuel the fire.
MP outside, fires the 3. The long-range hit from MP.
The floor spacing ability on display by MP right there.
Fades away. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got his 5th rebound in this one. MP outside. Again, MP missing.
Oh, love the intensity in which they're hitting the boards.
The shot by Dort, no good. Jazz trail by 9. George sets a screen. 3-pointer. MP converts on the break.
Well, MP not going to waste a transition opportunity.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thank you, BA. Jalen Williams has become an all-star and a key player for the Thunder. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said he allows us to really do anything out there because he's so versatile. He's been special for us and is a big reason why we are where we are. He just does whatever it takes to win. Back to you.
He's a big factor. Allie, we appreciate the report. Now here's MP. He's got 15. Markkanen misses. And when it comes to taking an offense out of its rhythm, what are some of the primary methods, Grant?
Well, BA, you have to disrupt their flow. That can come from steals, deflections, block shots, even change shots. Anything that makes them feel uncomfortable.
And so it's Utah with it. The Thunder making their last shot. Lets the 3 fly. Good! Another from 3.
And folks, he's just set the record for most 3-pointers in a rookie season.
And you know, I don't even think he's thinking about records. He's out there. Ever since entering the league, only a few months ago, he's been on a mission to win.
Yeah, MP is clearly amongst the best rookie shooters.
And just about a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. There's a screen from the arc. Nails it from beyond the arc. MP's got 21.
He hit a couple from range in the first half, but now his confidence is through the roof.
And Oklahoma City, looking at who they've got, Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. Kenrich Williams is out there with Isaiah Hartenstein. And it's Williams in at the 3, the small forward.
After hitting a couple of threes in the first half, he hasn't had much going from distance.
Here's George. MP outside. 6 to shoot. To tie it up. Williams rips down the board. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. On the wing, Williams. Outside SGA. Hartenstein. Beautiful work with the baby hook.
Oh, important points right there. Hartenstein gets the call, and he puts it in the cup.
Marking it outside. Dort against MP. Fires the 3. The 3 is in.
MP showing you early he can handle the pressure, folks.
Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA doing his thing in close.
SGA, that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to you. Big time clutch delivery.
Dort against MP. Shoots a 3. Money from 3.
A huge shot. His three-point shooting has been outstanding tonight.
Yeah, he's done more work outside the arc than inside it, and that's not going to change now. They'll ride his long-range game all the way to the end of this one.
Here's Hartenstein. Oh, Kessler with the block.
Boy, strong denial by Kessler at the rim. The 7-footer having none of it.
To take the lead. Cleared away by Hartenstein. Thunder with a lead. Dort with it. Now guarded by MP. Dort fires. Oh, he needed it, and he got it.
Big-time shot, sending his teammates into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Gilgeous-Alexander. And a one-handed slam.
What a moment for Gilgeous-Alexander in the clutch. Yes, sir.
Markkanen with a screen on Dort. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Expect them to take their time this trip down.
Yeah, B.A. The clock is theirs to burn.
Jalen Williams. Can't hit it.
You have to love that effort. Getting after the basketball, fighting for a possession.
Kessler, a screen on Dort to take the lead. Oh, off target from downtown. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
And we've got a timeout called by Mark Daigneault. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. And so they choose to intentionally foul. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he ends up making the second. And that makes it a 3-point lead. And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
They should have a play prepared for this scenario. Little time, you need a 3. Of course, the D will be guarding the line, but no one said it was going to be easy.
And so the big win by Oklahoma City in a tight game. And with tonight's win,
Kind of a mixed bag for you tonight, MC. You were able
Yeah, it's not that serious. Some nights your shots fall, some nights they don't. I like the look.
Back to you, Brian.
Thanks, Jennifer.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once, hello basketball fans, you've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. Here with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And patrolling the sideline for us again tonight, Allie LaForce. And now the Lakers starting group. The guard pair will be Doncic and Reed. LeBron James is out there with Jake LaRavia. And it's Ayton in at the center. Well, we've seen some teams, Greg, stumble out of the gate to begin this season, still trying to find their footing, getting some traction.
And when you're not meeting expectations, the pressure ramps up. But as a team, you can't let it get to you, especially with time to turn things around.
The Lakers on offense. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
I'll tell you, they played hard, they drew fouls, but they could not convert at the line.
And missed free throws are killers, especially when you consider how many they missed. Hopefully, they stay late to practice after that one.
The Lakers with a quick start to this game. Back to LaRavia. And here's Reeves outside. Kessler with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
To stand here, we have one of the bright young centers in the NBA, Walker Kessler.
Look, start with this with Walker Kessler, Kevin. A great rim protector. You're just not going to get layups with Walker Kessler on the floor. Then he's an outstanding offensive rebounder, and he's got great hands, which makes him very effective as a roll man in the pick and roll.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Pass to Bailey. And here is Markkanen. He's covered by Ayton. And there's the bucket for Markkanen.
Well, when the 7-footer Markkanen starts to hit from deep, I mean, what are you supposed to do as a defender?
James looking it over. Up and in on the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Picked by Markkanen. Buries it from three-point range. MP's got a couple of threes now in the first with the Jazz.
MP looking solid from there.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
I had a chance to catch up with the Jazz head coach. We talked about the always daunting prospect of slowing down LeBron James. He told me, quote, as dangerous a scorer as LeBron is, we can't devote too much attention to him because he knows how to use his teammates. If we overplay him, he'll pick us apart with his passing. Back to you guys.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. And here's Doncic from the arc. It's hauled in by George. So the Jazz, their last game, a loss to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you know they wanted a few of those plays back. What a tough way to go out in that one.
Yeah, it's often a game of very slim margins, and those close losses somehow sting even more.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, we saw a transformation with Luka over the summer as he committed himself to getting into the best shape of his life. And a much leaner Luka started showing up in late July, shortly after he recruited Marcus Smart to the Lakers. No doubt about it, guys. Luka has something to prove this season in a big way.
You got it, making the commitment. All right, Shams, we appreciate the report.
Yeah, it's so rewarding as a coach to see a young guy like MP succeeding like this on the offensive end.
Here's Ayton. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as it...
Substitution on the court.
Here's Doncic. Markkanen and Kessler man the post positions. George out there with MP. And it's Bailey in at the small forward. That's the group right now for Utah.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
George sets a screen. Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from MP.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
LeBron going to work inside.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Kessler setting the pick for MP. Misses the three.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Good.
Well, Ayton is quite literally a house in there.
MP outside. George sets a screen for MP. Another miss by MP. Lakers leading by 8. Doncic with it. George picks him up. And it's LaRavia missing. MP outside. 36 seconds left here in the second. Another miss by MP.
Yeah, he hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient.
And the shot is good. And now it's a 10-point Laker lead.
Well, this is where you have to get Ayton the ball. Between his footwork and post moves, he's reliable down there.
Markkanen sets the pick for MP. Outside, Markkanen. George has a two-pointer, and he connects with the jumper. George has got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, he's such a natural talent. Has all the skill needed to produce at a high level.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Well, before we move on to the next part of the show, hey, Jet, did you get enough sleep last night?
Oh, I asked you. I'm a little tired, but, I'm a busy man, Ernie,
And returning our attention to this game, a solid first half for the Los Angeles Lakers.
They're moving at a high.
And that is a wrap.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
And defensively, they're giving him too many good looks out there. They need to start running him off the line.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. The guard pair will be Doncic and Reed. Andre Ayton out there with LeBron James. And it's LaRavia in at the 3 spot.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
LeBron can't get it to go.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
And the Jazz, another 3.
They've given up a lot of 3-pointers here today.
The Lakers leading And Stan, Utah has been all about basketball. Up until last year, the Jazz, the only major professional sporting franchise in the state.
Yeah, now they've got hockey, but from the venerated days of Stockton and Malone in the 80s, basketball has become effectively the state sport of Utah.
That one doesn't go.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Well, Luka Doncic has studied LeBron James' game for a long time, and now they're teammates. Luka said, "It's a dream come true. I always look up to him. I think we both make our teams better. Our IQ is very high. Just having two guys like that on the court helps the whole team out. Guys, back to you."
Quite a tandem. Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report.
And showing he's got a few tricks up his sleeve there. Doncic's handles are very impressive.
George with the screen on Reed. Another miss by Utah. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Lakers. They've led by as much as 10.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night in the field, but his teammates have had his back.
George finds MP. Back to George. MP deciding where to go with it. Just 5 to shoot. Kept alive. Kessler. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Well, Kessler to the rescue. Using his size to win the rebound. And then quickly going on the attack himself.
From deep three-point land, count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from MP.
Always a threat. Three-point land that time was seriously expanded.
Well, you often hear that the skill level in the league has never been higher, Greg, and some say this is the peak of the game. What do you think?
And I'll tell you this, Kevin, I'm not complaining. If the league can improve upon this, the sky's really the limit.
Arabia passes to Doncic. Impressive work inside from Doncic.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Both teams deciding to change it up.
Substitution.
All right, we've got a bit of a break now, so here's a look at the league's best defenses. The Jazz, number... Teams making substitutions here. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. To take the lead with the putback. Great positioning on the putback. Kessler's got it all tied up now for Utah.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Markkanen and Kessler man the post position. MP out there with George, and it's Bailey in at the 3. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. MP outside. And that won't go. Missing the go-ahead basket. Here's Ayton. Up again.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Jazz trail by 4. MP outside. Pocket 6. The 3 is pure from MP.
Well, they got their young star the ball, and it paid off. MP so much.
Doncic outside, launches it. Kessler pulls it down. Jazz have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12 to take the lead. Good, another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
And so Doncic will bring it up for Los Angeles. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. The Jazz shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Kessler setting the pick for MP. Beyond the arc. Connects again from distance.
He has been on the money from deep.
Yep, definitely looking to shoot it as much as possible. And the foul called on MP. That's his first foul. Now, here's Doncic. Stolen by Markkanen.
Well, that's just great awareness. He was ready and took advantage.
Takes the three. Trained from outside.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Now Reeves. Let's lose a three. Kessler pulls it down.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
MP outside. Markkanen a screen on Reed. Not gonna go. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. It's James. The basket is good.
Was there ever any doubt who they were going to go to? LeBron James is clutch.
And that's an intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Third team foul.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Luka Doncic. Second personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for your Jazz.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
An intriguing young talent. George's upside as a scorer is especially enticing.
With the tip. Oh, sticks the putback. And now we've got the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Taking care of business at the line, and he adds some cushion to their lead.
Los Angeles calls timeout. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What's your take, guys?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
Well, I've been in this spot more times than I'd like to admit. All you can do is tell your guys to hold their heads up and finish strong.
Jumper is off. Fires the three. And so it's Utah with the win. Probably a little close.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with MP, the stars tonight.
It's not rocket science, JP. If the ball goes...
Back to you, Kevin.
Terrific job, Jennifer. Thanks so much. And that'll...
Oh, man, this should be fun tonight. These teams love to let it fly from deep.
Oh, both these teams live and die by the three-pointer. If they're both on, we'll have a really high-scoring game. But if not, we might have enough bricks for houses at both ends.
The starters for Utah, Markkanen and Kessler are the big men. MP is out there with Keontae George, and it's Bailey in at the 3. Now here's MP from outside the arc. Knocks it down from distance.
Yeah, that's a key 3 for MP. If he hits these at a high rate, he'll have a spot in this league for a long time. Well, for what he lacks in height, he's more than makes up for it with his bounce.
So it's Utah now, after the Warriors picking up a basket just a moment ago. George is screen on heel. Connects from downtown. MP's got 6 points.
Yeah, just making the shot look easy. MP certainly has put some work into his shooting motion.
Melton outside. Fires for 3. Buddy heel. That one's good.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
And again, it's MP with a 3. 9 points in the game.
Oh, so competitive. MP with the response 3. This guy is all about winning.
Now here's Horford. He's been productive, averaging just over 7 points a game. And that one's good. Melton.
And 3 for 4 to start, showing some rhythm.
Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Guys, one of the more lengthy free agency sagas revolved around Jonathan Kuminga, and many thought his time was up in Golden State. He saw fewer and fewer.
And again for 3.
For this franchise now, he's hit the most threes in a single season. Unbelievable.
His incredible range stretches out the defense on a nightly basis. It's an invaluable element to this offense.
You can't have a better start than that, connecting on 4 of your first 5 field goal attempts.
MP outside. George sets a screen. And again, it's MP with a 3.
That makes him 5 for 5 so far. Could be a big night in store.
Now here's Melton. His last outing, we saw him score 13. Ooh, nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Melton's got 5.
What body control with a defender right in his face. You can't do it any better than that.
Healed against MP. Off the mark there with a 3. The Warriors have gone 5 of 6. They're rolling. And it's Healed, missing.
And that was a breakdown defensively, but he couldn't take advantage.
And here's Bailey for 3. Good. And the assist goes to MP.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
Outside Healed. Let's go with a 3. Count it from distance. He's got 9.
And continues to make plays offensively, having a very efficient quarter.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. Look here for Utah. Markkanen's checked in for Filipowski. MP comes in for Mikhailuk. And it's Keontae George in for Collier. Now here's Podziemski. George defending. Horford outside. Pass to Melton. Goes up from the block. And he hits the jumper for 2. And the Warriors lead by 4. Utah has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. DeAnthony Melton out there with Brandon Podziemski. Then there's Jonathan Kuminga. Then there's Al Horford. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Markkanen with a screen on Melton. Now here's Nurkic. 6 on the shot clock. George for 3, and the three-pointer goes.
He came up dry offensively in the first, but looks like he's ready to turn it around.
Melton outside. There's a screen. Pass to Horford. Melton outside. 4-3. The rebound by Markkanen. Utah has got 3 of 5 to fall from beyond the three-point line in the second. Well, Lauri Markkanen comes from a family full of athletes, Grant.
Oh, yes, indeed, B.A. Lauri's mom and dad were both pro basketball players, and so was one of his brothers. And his other brother is a professional soccer player, so it definitely runs in the family. Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
Well, defensively, you can't allow that in a game this close.
Oh, a silky 3 from MP.
All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Pass to Kuminga from downtown. Doesn't go for him. The Jazz have gotten 7 of 12 shots to go here in the second. MP looking around. And there's the screen from deep. Another 3 for Utah.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Down low. Here's Horford. And Horford powers it home.
Look at Horford just rocketing off the floor. Putting the defense on notice with a big dunk.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. The 3 ball. MP again from deep. MP's got 24 points.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Pass to Melton. Here's Kuminga. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Utah ahead, leading by 4. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
One thing I'll say, they've been poised with the ball. Keep turnovers down, allows you to level up.
Yeah, hard to gain momentum. Okay, now let's see what's... And that is going to do it for...
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Hey, you look at MP in this game, he's been everywhere.
Through the first 2 quarters and change, his perimeter shooting continues to be spot on.
And this offense continues to find him in his sweet spots from deep.
So the Jazz 5 right now. Markkanen and Kessler are the big men. George out there with MP, and it's Bailey in at the 3. Shot from 12. Warriors with the rebound. They'll be playing host to Houston for their next game, and they'll be right in the middle of a 5-game homestand. And not going to go. He misses his first attempt of the night. MP outside. Kessler a screen. Good! Another from 3.
And that last 3 now ties him for the franchise record for most in a season. You know he's looking for that next one.
You talk about being locked in all year long. Next one sets the franchise record. What a season it's been for him. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Today, the Warriors at last season's trade deadline swinging the deal for Jimmy Butler. Stephen Curry said him signing an extension is big. He's committed for this run. It creates expectations, which I love. We all thrive off of that energy in that kind of environment. We are up for the challenge. Back to you, B.A.
They're all in. Allie, thank you. And Legs, one thing we're seeing more of these days, head coaches who weren't necessarily high-profile guys coming in.
Well, I do think when you walk into a locker room having played before, there is a level of credibility that's automatically there. But in the age of analytics, it's probably less important that a head coach be a former NBA player.
Exactly what every offense needs. Shooters who can force the defense to extend.
Yeah, that's how you create that spacing, and that will open up a lot of options offensively.
Launches it from deep. They get it again. Good. Kessler's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, that's just a mistake on defense. No one got a body on him.
Melton passes to Horford. Kuminga against Markkanen. Hield for 3. Kessler with a rebound.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
MP outside. Here's the 3. The Warriors pull it in.
Yeah, this quarter has just been a struggle for him offensively.
Well, Tim, one of the more freakish athletes in the league is Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, Brian, he is electric in transition. His skill level and IQ are still developing, but it's really hard to put a ceiling on his potential.
There's a screen from behind the arc. Kuminga pulls it in. Kuminga's got 4 rebounds now. Outside Hield. To the inside. Here's Horford, and it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here, and Steve Kerr wants a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. MP really making a difference here.
Well, I'll take you inside this one. The message from the...
And a little over a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. Hield from outside. Rebounded by Bailey. Jazz trail by 14. DeAnthony Melton out there with Buddy Hield. Then there's Gary Payton II. Then it's Kuminga. And it's Horford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
Oh, he is off from deep. Maybe it's time to look for another option.
Hield! The free ball is down!
His efficiency has been a big factor in helping them capture this lead.
Jazz trail by 17. It's stolen by Kuminga. Melton with the ball. Guarded now by George. Outside Horford. On the wing, Payton. Hield. Oh, the long ball, no good! The Jazz have gotten 3 of 8 shot attempts to find the net here in the fourth quarter. George sets a screen. Connects again from distance.
And he shattered the franchise's single-season high for three-pointers made.
Getting them up and connecting with high volume. He's been a flamethrower all year long. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
During that break, Coach Steve Kerr had some advice for the team. He told his guys, quote, "Do not get complacent. No coasting to the finish line here. Stay on the gas, keep the energy up, and close it out." Coach doesn't just want them to hang on to this lead. He wants them to extend it.
And Allie, thanks. And Melton drops them both. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
George, a screen on Hield. Knocks down the trifecta.
And he is just piling up the numbers here. MP seems to improve every time we see him. Such an impressive talent.
Here's a pass to Horford. Jams it home!
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
Jazz trail by 15. MP outside. Puts up the tray. Oh, it's off! The Warriors have gotten 5 of their 7 shots to fall in this final quarter. We've got 1:28 left in the game. Booyah! He sinks the triple.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Warriors.
Tonight, they got everybody in on the scoring. Had nice passing, which led to good looks.
Just solid play by these guys.
And this win will give them 12 on the year thus far.
And against a familiar opponent, it's nice to establish a psychological advantage with a win in the first game. And you know what? We'll give them some credit for battling today, but this one is just about over.
Well, Legs, being a GM in the NBA is a tough gig. What's the most important part of the job, in your opinion?
Well, BA, evaluating talent is still the main responsibility of the job. That includes drafting, free agency, even selecting a coach. But then it's about building relationships, establishing communication, and culture.
Sounds like a lot of qualifications that you have.
Well, I'm pretty comfortable right here, if that's okay.
The first one falls, and the Warriors making a change here. Curry's checked in. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Utah has gone 4 of 9 from three-point range in the fourth. From deep. Cleared away by Curry. Curry draws the double. Green with the ball. He's picked up by Filipowski. Misses the 3. On offense, here's Utah. 17-point game. Beyond the arc. Oh, he can't hit it. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Now here's Podziemski, covered by MP. And so Golden State takes this one, and by a big margin. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a triple.
Thanks, guys. A solid scoring night for you, MP, but not enough to come away. Yeah, not the outcome we wanted, obviously, but we're right back to you, Brian.
Great stuff there, Dominic.
Good evening, everyone. This is the fourth, and looking now at some numbers for Russell Westbrook.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Now Sacramento's starting 5. Murray and Sabonis make up the inside pair. Malik Monk out there with Russell Westbrook, and it's Levine at the 3. You look at Utah. Well, for them, it's been an NBA Cup to forget. They are winless so far.
Well, their NBA Cup performance has been the opposite of good. They're already eliminated, so tonight they're just going to focus in on the regular standings.
And now we're talking about how things are going for Sacramento. And tonight is their last group game in the NBA Cup. They have a 1-2 record so far.
And yeah, even if they win this one, I don't see much of a shot for them getting to the quarterfinals. Remember, though, guys, tonight still counts towards the regular season. And you like Murray as a spot-up shooter, knows where to park himself, and always ready to receive the pass.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. I spoke with the Jazz head coach for a bit. I heard Coach go over the dribble handoffs that Sabonis is so creative with. He reminded his players that the jumper isn't the first option. Usually he looks to pass for 3 to 4 seconds, reminding his players to stay wide, anticipate high passes, watch for the cutters, and then contest. Sabonis can be a real headache out there. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Allie. And a new front office taken over in Sacramento, Richard, this past summer.
Not to mention first-time head coach Doug Christie taking over the sidelines, and significant change to this roster. It'll all be judged by the results on the floor as usual. Nice shot by MP. Great touch from outside.
Murray outside. Westbrook kicks to Murray. Outside, Levine. Over Bailey. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
He's someone opposing defenses have a hard time game planning for.
MP outside. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Westbrook passes to Levine. A three-pointer off the mark. Utah has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. MP finds Markkanen. Back to MP. Here's the three. Good on the triple. MP's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Utah.
I like how MP picks his spot on offense. Terrific decision there by him.
Levine, the bounce pass. Murray for three. Utah with the rebound. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Yeah, missing from the line became contagious. That happens. They just pick the worst time to do it.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
How's that for a response? Love seeing Monk come back down and deliver the comeback three.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Completely new group on the floor for the Kings. And here is MP. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Kessler, and he uses the glass on the layup. Kessler's got the lead up to 12 now for Utah.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they need to emphasize rebounding going forward.
On the court right now for the Kings, Murray and Sabonis make up the inside pair. Russell Westbrook out there with Malik Monk. And it's Levine at the small forward position. Now here's Westbrook. He has yet to score. Sabonis gets the bucket.
If you let Russ operate in the pick and roll, he will make quality decisions.
Jazz leading by 10. MP outside. Kessler screen on Monk. They get the rebound. This one for three. That's good by Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh has got his second bucket tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And with his team trying to trim this margin, his struggles this quarter, they're not helping things.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thank you. The Kings last season traded for Zach LaVine, and he said, quote, "I've been a fan for a long time, knowing how incredible these fans are each and every game. A Tuesday night, it's still going to be packed in here. People pull for their team, and I don't take it for granted." Guys, back to you.
Tremendous support. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. Here's MP. Following the basket by Malik Monk. George sets a screen for MP. And no good that time.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And Utah again with the bucket. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for the Jazz?
From the very start of this game, they have been giving the ball handlers trouble, using good pressure to force turnovers and get steals.
And, guys, they've also done a great job generating offense from their defense, forcing turnovers and making the defense pay for those mistakes.
Now, MP, after Westbrook's missed three. MP outside. 5 to shoot. A three-pointer is right on target. MP's got 17.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Monk, no one around him. Again, the miss by the King. Pass to MP. Latrey and the Jazz, another three.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
It's caused them to pull away a bit. Let's see if they can keep the trend on the track.
And so it's the Utah Jazz cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
And looking at the Rockets matchup, they have to be feeling pretty confident. Good teams win the games they're supposed to. We'll find out how good they are.
Switching back to that first half of action, everything's been working for the Utah Jazz. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through two quarters? He has been terrific.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
Markkanen and Kessler man the post position. MP out there with George, and it's Bailey in at the small forward. And that's the group for Will Hardy as they begin the second half. And then Monk with the dunk.
Injecting energy into his team. That is what Malik Monk does.
Kessler screen on Monk. And the three ball is good. MP's got 23.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
In the corner, it's Monk. I'm told now by our producer, do we have him, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Thanks. Well, this new three-point era started with Stephen Curry, and it's really in the last decade that we're seeing the long-distance game extend to the center position. When you look at the list of recent champions, it seems it's also not a luxury, but a necessity to have a paint presence who can also stretch the floor from deep.
Yes, certainly a nightmare to contain. All right, Shams, we appreciate the report. Monk against MP. Lets it go from deep. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Westbrook's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Rough start to the second half for them, only getting 1 of the past 4 shots to fall.
Oh, wow. 4 or 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Here's Kessler. He drains it from the right block. Kessler's got 6.
He knows his job on the glass, and he does it well, cleaning it up and sending it right back.
Monk for 3, rebounded by Bailey.
He's not making much of an impact from deep. His sole three-pointer came in the first half.
Bailey sends a screen for MP. The shot misses.
Some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
Westbrook, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
George with the screen on Monk. Fires for 3. MP, no good.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Kessler the screen. Lets it go with the 3. And it's MP with the 3. MP's got 26 points.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Westbrook against George. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And just a little...
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And that one, good.
Oh, you can't expect a little bit of physicality to stop Sabonis. Not him.
On the floor for Sacramento. Murray and Sabonis make up the inside pair. Russell Westbrook out there with Malik Monk. And it's Levine, and at the 3, the small forward. And GA, you look at all these great European players. Some saying that youth development in the U.S. could emulate aspects of what they're doing overseas in their system.
Well, it's already going in that direction. Youngsters able to, in essence, go pro from their early teens. But the academies they've set up over there, they are no doubt intriguing.
When Monk isn't finding his own shot, he's making some slick passes.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Over to the wing, back to MP. For the 3, good on the triple. MP's got 29.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Jazz.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for MP.
And he was getting buckets all night long, giving the defense that work.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
You have to love their effort. This game wasn't handed to them. They took it.
Substitution on the court.
We've got 28 seconds left in the game. MP outside. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Pass to Achua. To halt the run. Good on the shot.
Nice, clean bounce pass. Sometimes the fundamentals are all you're going to need.
MP outside. No good. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win.
And 30-plus points usually means you had a good night. Wins do too. This is your job, MP, and it's hard work.
For making it out and supporting your team. We hope to see you against you in the next home game.
It's like most jobs.
Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dominic, thank you.
About game time, the pain time.
A quick peek into the locker room as the players get set for the game ahead. Thanks for joining 2K Sports for NBA action this Sunday afternoon. Alongside Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll talk to Allie LaForce, who's on the sidelines as well. We know things can get heated between these two, Grant. No love lost in this matchup.
And that competitive fire, it grows when you're in the same conference. You get to see each other so often. You know, B.A., I think we're in for some good theater in this one.
And these rivalry games always captivating. Some players will try to downplay it, but not MP. He said all along, I'm coming for him.
As if rivalry games aren't hard enough, MP put a huge target on his back by saying they're going to up their game against their rivals. And you couldn't draw it up any better. Everybody's bought into the philosophy, and MP is leading these guys to victory after victory in these rivalry games. And he looks to keep it rolling here tonight.
So the Houston starting five. Katie and Smith, the lengthy duo at forward. Van Vliet runs the show with Thompson to his side. And it's Şengün in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's MP from deep three-point land. That one misses. He's 1 for 3. And you watch Alperen Şengün. He's a beast on the blocks, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., he throws his weight around, but what separates him is his skill. Against the best post defenders in the league, he comes up with creative ways to score.
Well, it's clear he's frustrated. Just needs to slow things down a touch and let the offense come to him.
Thompson's shot is off.
You wonder where was the defense that time, but they got lucky.
Now here's MP. Markkanen with a screen on Thompson. He buries it from 3. MP's got 6.
And the 3 ball is just another way that MP can hurt you.
Back to Thompson. Houston working the ball around. And they pick up 2.
Well, they count on big-time production from him at the offensive end.
The Jazz have gone 2 for 5 here in the first. MP scanning the floor. Another 3 for Utah.
Really rare to see a young fella let it fly like that from range, but MP's got the confidence already.
Durant for 3. Hits the trifecta. 5 points in the game.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Here's MP after Houston's three-pointer on the other end. Kessler, a screen on Şengün. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. And so it's Durant who brings up the ball for Houston. Trailing by 2.
Yeah, what an athlete Smith is. Excellent at rising up to punch it home.
For Utah, they've gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. They set the screen. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Houston. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Just a tough road loss. You're going against players who are comfortable shooting in their own building. You have to find a way to disrupt their focus.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
And Utah has possession after the basket by Houston. George, a screen on Durant to halt the run. They grab their own miss. Houston has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists in the game.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean.
Substitution on the court.
Jazz trail by 11. So on the floor for Houston. Van Vliet runs the show with Thompson to his side. Alperen Şengün out there with Kevin Durant. And it's Capella in at the 5. Houston has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. A streamlined rebuild for the Rockets. In 2021, they trade away James Harden. 4 years later, the number 2 seed in the West, Grant.
Yeah, and they haven't shortchanged their future either. Sure, they've added key veterans, but the bulk of their roster is still very young with room to grow.
Lets it go from deep. Here's George. And the deficit down inside single digits. George has got 6 in the quarter.
And after a scoreless first quarter, he's finding his offense.
To the middle. And it's blocked by Kessler. MP outside. And there's a pick from deep three-point range. Can't get it to drop.
Yeah, just hasn't been able to find his rhythm offensively. And that's having a ripple effect.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, Kevin Durant, as effortless as a scorer as this league has ever seen, He said, "I'm not really flashy with how I play anymore. I just try to look for the best shot and be simple and easy with my game. Fly under the radar a bit. After every shot, I just run down the court and get back on defense." Brian, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Allie. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by MP. Puts up a deep three. Capella with a rebound.
They just continue to dominate the boards.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
MP outside. Oh, a silky three from MP.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
To the paint. And it's slammed in by Durant.
Durant always ready to throw it down. You can't let him get close to the rack.
And here's MP. He's got 15. MP rips one from long range.
That's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
And a foul called on MP. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul, third team foul. Substitution on the court.
Outside Durant. A step back shot. Kessler with a rebound.
With no D around, you expect him to knock down that midi.
That'll count. Oh, and he hits it at the buzzer.
What an ending to the first half. A buzzer-beating three to take the lead.
And so it's MP making things happen for the Jazz. Torching the Nets, hitting 4 from distance that quarter. We'll be right back with you shortly.
A look here now at Utah. They've been one of the bigger disappointments so far in the early goings. Some people thought they might be an elite team, and we haven't seen that at all.
Let's shift focus back to the Utah Jazz, who find little separation after one half of play.
They're riding the wave of enthusiasm.
And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Hey, you look at MP in this game, he's been everywhere.
He's been so disruptive defensively in the first half. His fast hands pick plenty of pockets.
Well, I thought it was a great defensive performance for him so far. He's aware, he's alive, he's alert, quick to react to everything that's going on around him. Can't do it much better than that.
Markkanen and Kessler are the big men. George out there with MP, and it's Bailey in at small forward. And that's the group for Will Hardy as we begin the second half.
What hustle on the offensive glass, finding ways to capitalize, paying off that hard work.
Stolen by MP, and they're on the break. Kessler, a screen on Durant. MP, no good.
Just imagine if he was shooting better. The lead would be even bigger.
All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling in with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Well, a debate is brewing. While the NBA has pushed back against load management, saying it's an 82-game league, prominent voices on the team side countering that. With much more movement on every possession, modern play style places novel demands on the players' bodies.
A serious challenge. Okay, Shams, thanks for that report. The Jazz have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. George, a screen on Durant. Three-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Şengün's got 4 rebounds now.
This isn't how they wanted to start the second half. Only 1 of 4. And this is exactly what Smith loves to do, wreaking havoc on opposing defenses and scoring through contact.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
And guys, this has not been a season to remember for him at the free throw line, certainly to this point.
MP outside. The three. Nails it from 3. MP's got 24.
They've had a hard time shutting down the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Durant's shot is off.
You know he wants that one back, right in his wheelhouse.
Grant, is it fair to call Kevin Durant one of the most unique players we've ever seen?
Without a doubt, B.A., most definitely. The blend of size and perimeter skill, unprecedented. KD able to rise up and score over most any defender.
Durant for three. Rebounded by Bailey.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Kessler a screen. And again for three. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Durant for three. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got 4 rebounds now.
He managed to knock down one triple in the first half, but nothing since then.
Beyond the arc. Oh, and again, it's the Jazz from deep.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
The Jazz making a switch here. Sensaball's checked in. Van Vliet against George. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Smith. Pass to Durant. Down low. Here's Van Vliet. And he gets it to go off the front iron. Van Vliet's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Van Vliet, for his size, is pretty tricky.
George, a screen on Durant. And MP with the three. And the Jazz lead by 10.
All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
They keep going back to the same person expecting a different result. He hasn't scored the entire period.
Utah leading by 10. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Well, the game is going global. Players Association President and sharpshooter C.J. McCollum said, with all the NBA players who weren't born in the United States, we're attracting fans from those places, and it's going to make our game better. And that's what we want at the end of the day. Back to you.
Crossing over borders. Allie, thank you. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Here's the three. MP again from deep. MP's got 42 in the game.
Yeah, when we talk about MP's unlimited potential, we're referring to nights like this one.
At the arc, KD drains it.
He's taking what he can get here, has a 3 in each half.
This one for 3. MP shot is off. Rockets trail by 13. And Durant with the big finish.
Durant has definitely been on one tonight, knocking down shots for himself at a high rate.
Markkanen with a screen on Durant. Connects again from distance.
He's been on the money from deep.
Definitely. Looking to shoot as much as possible. Durant, no good.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Markkanen with a screen on Durant.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense.
And so it's the Utah Jazz, leading by 17 at the end of the period. Getting ready for Utah. Kessler, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Markkanen comes in for Filipowski. Bailey's checked in for Mikhailuk. And MP subbed in for Collier. And then for Houston, Smith, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Thompson comes in for Finney Smith. And Van Vliet is subbed in for Okogie. And Durant with the big finish.
Yeah, one of the most skilled players we've ever seen. Durant just continues to dominate offensively.
So the Rockets 5 now. Inside, Smith and Şengün. Thompson is the off guard with KD at small forward. And it's Van Vliet in at the point. Durant, no good from 3.
Hey, I had no idea why he's still shooting threes. He's got to find another way to be productive.
From deep. Van Vliet there for the rebound.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
But that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
Third personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Şengün. Here's Smith. Oh, a gorgeous feed. He hammered it down.
Boy, Smith put some real power behind that jam. Well done, young man.
MP outside. George sets a screen. For three. Good. Another from three.
Another three for him. I'm not sure I've seen a better three-point shooting night.
Well, he's just pouring it on, and he's tied for the 5th most triples ever in a single game.
Tell you what, that defense was physical, and yet Durant, with great balance and composure, just stayed with it.
Now MP. George, a screen on Durant. Jacks up a three. Can't get it. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the fourth.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
Utah leading by 13. MP outside. He launches. And again for three.
The parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
And that latest triple ties him for second for most threes in a game. What a monster performance from deep it's been.
Third team foul.
Here's Şengün. Outside Van Vliet. Durant.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Jazz.
They never gave up when they were down earlier. Forced their way back into this game. And look at them now.
And this one was all about desire. The perseverance of never doubting your teammates or the game plan. I mean, I love what they did here tonight.
And this win will give them 12 on the year thus far. And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for MP.
So impressed with his performance today. He was confident, he was composed, and the defense just didn't know how to adjust.
He's off from three. And the Rockets with possession. Van Vliet fires. Oh, missed on the tray. They're enjoying a sizable lead.
And what I like, BA, they haven't stopped pressing the issue.
Let's loose for three. Connects again from distance.
And of course it falls for him. And that three pushing him into the record books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. A night we'll never forget. And so it's Utah.
What did you eat for breakfast this morning, MC? Double-digit steals? Absolutely amazing.
Oh, Jennifer, it was a big bowl of amaranth, some blueberries, and
over to you, B.A.
All right, Jennifer. Thanks, Fair.